Hey guys, Uncommon Ramen here. Just as a reminder, if you like my content, please hit that like and subscribe button so I can work with those analytics. Also, if you want a reminder when my content hits, hit that bell icon so you can be made aware of when my content gets uploaded. And finally, if you feel the need to support me, hit me up on Patreon at patreon.com/uncommonramen, capital U, capital R. I do all of this in my free time, so any amount of support can help me bring more of this content to you more often. Okay, today we are going to be taking a look at Lucidity, which is called Lucidity Six-Sided Nightmares. I know I don't probably have to tell you this again, but I love dice rolling mechanics. It's probably one of my favorite game mechanics, despite the fact that dice tend to absolutely hate me. I also am a huge fan of occult things, and I really do enjoy beautiful art, and this kind of, wraps all of that into one. I saw this on my local game shop shelf for a long time before I actually ended up picking it up back when I did, and I was always a little bit interested in it, and so we're just going to take a look at what's inside of here so we know what we're looking at. Renegade Games, Foxtrot Games as well. This is the same people who brought us Lanterns, if you will. Alright, so we got a rule book here. Content list here. We got 80 dice, 20 of each color, blue, green, yellow, and red. A bag for the dice, some dreamer cards, some nightmare cards. So my guess is you are considered a dreamer. And your goal here is to eliminate the nightmares before they consume you. I'm wondering if these have custom dice sides. That would be really cool. Well, I think they do. This appears to be a cooperative game. You can play it by yourself. That's a big key part here, is that should you not be able to find a group, you can play this by yourself. Which does lead me to believe there's a little bit of a different setup for two-player games. Some really neat art. The Boogeyman single-player variant. Despite the fact that it has a pretty big rule book, it seems relatively simple. I think what we're trying to do here, yeah, that's what it looks like. We're trying to match up symbols, or at least I think that's the case. So it kind of reminds me of, what was it? That Cthulhu version, Cthulhu type game, Elder Sign. Elder Sign, something to that effect. Alright, let's take a look at the contents in here. So we have these, it looks like these are just the art. These are just the sheets showing the different, so this is the envy. We got imprisonment. we got depths. We have primeval fear. And then we actually have the cards for each of those. So we have the Lady of Primeval Fear. We have the Lord of Imprisonment. The Lady of Envy. And the Lord of the Depths. Ooh, he's got a lot of spooks. So those must be our nightmares. So we got a bunch of cards here. Okay, so it talks about turn order. Is this double-sided? It is indeed. Oh, it shows the different facings of the dice. Oh, that's interesting. So they are custom. Alright, alright. We go into the Nightmare of Primeval Fear. Nightmare of Imprisonment. Are these double-sided? Oh, they are. I'm sorry. The art on here is so good. Nightmare of Envy. Oof. Nightmare of the Depths. Ooh, that's bad. That sucks. We got Nightmare of Temptation. Then we have more of these. Oh, these are just player aids. Okay, so we have 4 player aids because it is up to 4 players. These little glass beads. Not really sure what these keep track of. These are pretty typical glass beads. These are the same things you would see in things like Red Dragon Inn. Stuff like that. I think the last thing we got in here is the dice. So here is the big black bag. You can hear all the fun dice in here. We're just gonna jump in here real quick. Alright, so these are the dice. And they are so cool. So I'm a huge fan of dice. I don't know why. I think there's something to be said about tactile components in a board game. I'm especially a huge fan of dice that have custom facings on them. I think that if you spend the time to make a game like this and you spend the time to really think about, you know, how many facings of each thing do you want to have, you know, showing and so on and so forth. That really says something. There should be 20 of each of these dice. When you build a game with dice like this, there's something to be said about the amount of math that you kind of have to do before releasing this to the public, because you don't want to make it too easy, and also you don't want to make it too hard. And because of the varying probability while rolling dice, it can really make something like this a challenging endeavor, to say the least. I'm a huge fan of how big these ones are. These are just really tiny guys. But yeah, so that is the Lucidity game. There's not much else in here. We got ourselves our little divider, and I thought that it would be really cool to show the divider here because They got some cool art going on in here as well. But yeah, Lucidity is what appears to be a cooperative game of dice rolling and trying to stay alive while dreaming. Very cool. They kind of remind me of gems over here. But yeah, that's it, guys. If you have any comments or questions, leave those down below, but let's keep it positive. I'll be removing any negative comments, and until next time, guys, peace.